He slid the crumpled bill across the table with quiet hands, his fingers shaking not from age but from something deeper, the familiar weight of being unseen. The diner was buzzing with late lunchers, people laughing over fries and bottomless coffee. No one noticed the older man in the flannel shirt, his posture stooped but not defeated. He wore a faded green cap embroidered with the words Vietnam Veteran, and when he politely asked, "Do you still offer a military discount?" the young waiter didn't just say no, he laughed. It was sharp and careless, cutting louder than the clatter of silverware. "Yeah, sure thing, General," the waiter said, voice dripping with mock salute. "Discount for flashbacks and old war stories? We should start charging extra." People at the surrounding tables chuckled. Some just smirked behind their coffee cups. The veteran's ears reddened, but he said nothing. He only nodded faintly, reached for his wallet, and started pulling out bills quietly, precisely as though every dollar had a name and purpose behind it. A table away, a man in uniform paused mid-bite. He wasn't loud, but his presence was hard to ignore. The neatly pressed camouflage, the name tag reading Carter, and the gold bar glinting on his collar. Captain Stripes, Army Ranger, good different breed. He rose, walked to the counter, and placed a card on the register. "I'll cover his meal," Captain Carter said. His voice wasn't angry, it was firm, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't humiliate the people who wore the uniform long before me. The waiter blinked, suddenly unsure. "I didn't mean it was just a joke. Tell me," Carter said, still calm. "Was there anything funny about Hamburger Hill? Or Da Nang? You know what Agent Orange is?" "No, he does." Carter nodded toward the older man. "That man saw things no one should, so you could stand here and crack jokes over his sacrifice." Silence spread like a wave. A family at a corner booth stopped eating. The smirking college kid near the soda fountain looked down at his phone. No one laughed now. The veteran looked up. "It's all right, son," he said softly, his voice worn but dignified. "I've been ignored worse, mocked worse, buried brothers in dreams in jungles far from here. What's one more laugh?" But Captain Carter stepped closer. "Not all right? You earned more than a discount. You earned this country's respect, and it's about time someone reminded them." Then something unexpected happened. The manager came out, a woman in her 50s with tired eyes and a name tag that read Beth. She'd seen it all before. Kids who thought war was a meme. Heroes who faded into corners, trying not to be burdens. She came over to the veteran. "I'm so sorry," she whispered, and her voice cracked. "My father was in Korea. I should have trained my staff better." She took his hand. The old man just nodded again. His eyes glistened, not with pride or anger, but with the ache of being seen after so long in the shadows. A busboy quietly boxed the rest of his food to go. A couple at another table sent over a slice of cherry pie. No one said much after that. Captain Carter returned to his seat, but something had shifted. He wasn't just eating lunch anymore. He was watching over someone who had once watched over all of them. And as the veteran left, he didn't look smaller. He stood a little straighter. The laughs didn't undo his past, but kindness, especially from a younger soldier, reminded him that maybe the world hadn't forgotten him entirely. Outside, as he stepped into the sunlight, he turned once and tipped his cap to the window. Captain Carter raised his coffee cup in silent salute. Inside, the waiter stood, frozen, realizing what he'd just learned the hard way. You never measure a man by how he walks into a room. Sometimes the quietest soul in the diner carried the heaviest stories in his silence, and the deepest wounds beneath his smile.